Hello, good evening, and welcome. It looks like we've got quite a few people already. Way! Now, just a quick run through of what's going to happen. A little bit of feedback there, so I've stopped that. So, if you're playing along at home, then just watch and say your answers at home, etc. No worries. If you want to keep score to find out who's the best quizzy of them all, then email me at quiz@diaperland.co.uk, and as we go along, I'll be trying to do the scores, etc. And then I will be adding on the scores to the spreadsheet, and then we'll see who's doing the bestest. Okay, now, are we ready for round one? Childhood. Okie doke. So, you've got to pay attention to vaguely how old I am. So, I grew up in the Video Nasty era. Which notorious film revolves around an ancient Sumerian text that causes havoc in a wooded area in Tennessee? 2 further sequels were made and a TV series. To this day, this film is banned in certain countries. You now have 1 minute to email the answer. If I can go. Timer is started. Okay, now I'll read that question out again. I grew up in the Video Nasty era. Which notorious film revolves around an ancient Sumerian text that causes havoc in a wooded area in Tennessee? 2 further sequels were made and a TV series. To this day, this film is banned in certain countries. Oakley doke. So that's question number 1. We're getting quite close on the timer. I haven't seen any answers yet. Maybe we might need a little bit longer on the timer in order. Oh! Time's up! I have a bit of a problem stopping it there. Oakley doke. So, all of the answers. They're flying in now. Okay, whilst I process those, I will start on the next question. Okay, so this one is about a movie poster that had the following on it: 10 seconds, the pain begins. 15 seconds, you can't breathe. 20 seconds, you explode. What film is this? And I will deal with the answers for the previous. Not a right answer yet. Ian, it was not Jesus Christ Superstar for question number 1. Oh, no, and it wasn't Paddington 2. I will not say your answer, Steve. Oakley doke. So, I do have an answer for someone for the second question, which he hasn't actually said he wanted to play, but I'm going to put him in as a player. So we have a first right answer. Okay, so once we get to the end of the round, I will go through those answers. Now, this question, hopefully, Rich might be able to get this one. I thought of him when I wrote it, but he might be a little bit busy. Okay, so bear in mind my age. What science fiction film did I, as a child, watch? Science fiction sequel did I watch as a child, but I couldn't understand what the poster said. So I tried to work out the words on the poster, and I guessed that the title was The Worth of the Kidney. And I was massively wrong. What was the correct title for that film? And I will start marking number 2 questions. Assuming my browser works for me. And we have at least one right answer for question number 3. Okay, so what's our timer? Got a couple of seconds left. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I don't know whether that question number 3. Oh, time's up. I don't know whether that question number 3 says more about me than it does about anything else. Okay, so question number 4. Christopher Lambert starred in Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. Who provided the voice for the love interest, Jane Porter? Slight trick question here. Who provided the voice of Jane Porter? Don't worry, Burgie. I've got some easier ones for you later on. And you were doing your homework earlier. And there is one question which you should be able to get if you read that magazine all the way to the end. Lots of people getting question number 3 right. Ella is desperately trying to answer Paddington 2 to every conceivable question so far. Okay, I think that's all of the round 3 questions. Sorry, question 3 questions. What's the timer doing? Did I even start the timer? I didn't even start the timer. Oh, okay. Should we say, whoosh? That's that one. Okay. Last question of round 1. Bearing in mind, these are all films when I was a child. Which Disney science fiction film involved the USS Palomino returning to Earth? It had 2 floating robots, one which was very badly damaged. I'll say that again. Which Disney sci-fi film involved the US Palomino returning to Earth? It had 2 floating robots, one of which was very badly damaged. Okay, I'm starting the timer. Hi, Becky. You can still carry on and answer your answers for the rest of it. If anything, you might be 2 points behind because not too many people have been getting them right so far. Sorry, Burgie, was not Flight of the Navigator. Okay. So, Mark's got that one right. And this is getting a bit tricky to actually manage on the question front. Okay. So I will go through the questions, give you the answers. So question 1, the notorious film, The Evil Dead, with a very nasty sequence with a tree, allegedly. Number 2, an early David Cronenberg film, Scanners. Number 3, a lot of you got this one right, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Number 4 was the Greystoke film. That was Glenn Close. It starred Andie MacDowell, but they didn't like her voice, so it was completely dubbed over for Glenn Close. And the science fiction film was The Black Hole. Okie doke. Let's see if I can get some of these things marked. Oh, definitely doing this differently next time round. Definitely doing this differently next time round. We did have an answer from Brian Blessed, which was quite good. Okay, that one was right. Okay. Number 3, that was right. This is turning out to be a bit more popular than I expected. Now, just to make my life easier, if you don't have an answer, how about not emailing in? Because that's making me difficult to try and find the ones that I need to actually mark. Oh, Ella, I'm so disappointed you didn't go for Paddington 2 again. Okay. Okay. Round 2. Now, this is rom-coms and teen comedies. Okay. Now, I realise that some of you might have access to things like IMDb, so I haven't deliberately not put the film title that I'm kind of like vaguely asking questions about, just to make you work a little bit harder. Okay. So, Katherine Heigl stars in a film that involves her being a bridesmaid lots of times. During a key point in this film, her character exposes what culinary lie about her sister? I'll say this again. Katherine Heigl stars in a film that involves her being a bridesmaid lots of times. During a key point in this film, she exposes a culinary lie about her sister. What is that lie? And timer is started. Okay, now let's have a quick look on the overall scores. It looks like we have a joint lead of Mark and Leslie on a whopping 2 points out of the total possible 5 so far, and quite a few on a 0. But there will be questions later on that will be easier to answer, I assure you. Okie doke. Clock is still ticking. Get your answers in for the Katherine Heigl stars in a film that involves her being a bridesmaid numerous times. During a key point in that film, she exposes a culinary lie about her sister. What is that lie? Time's up. Okay, so next question. Molly Ringwald looked attractive in a particular colour in this film. What was the name of her best friend? Okay, Molly Ringwald looked attractive in a particular colour in this film. What was the name of her best friend? Clock is starting. Finally, Team Burge gets one right. It looks like people like their Katherine Heigl films. I must admit, I am impressed by Mark's speedy responses on that one. Okay, so next question. So you have to have watched this film and remembered it on this one. Abe Froman was the sausage king of which US city? I'll say this again. Abe Froman was the sausage king of which US city? And I'll start the timer. Off we go. Roly Mingwald, Ella. Really? Really? So the Abe Froman question is question number 8. Well done, Mandy. Oh, unlucky, Mark. Unlucky, Leslie. Oh, unlucky, Ian. You're going to kick yourselves. Okay. Time up. So, next question. When I was at school, there was a particular film that was very, very popular with the girls at my school. It shares a link with the previous film. Who is that link? And to give you a better clue, she shouldn't sit in the corner. Okay, I'll say that again. When I was at school, a certain film was popular with the girls at my school. It shares a link with the previous film. Who is that link? And she should not sit in the corner. Time starts now. Correct answer, Team Newman. Well done, Burge. Another one to Team Burge. Another one, Jules. Unlucky, Sean. Well done, Becky. Oh, a flying answer there by Leslie. Okay. Now, doing my poker face. Now, is this an easy question or is it a difficult question? Easy, difficult, easy, difficult. How many different people appeared on the poster for Pretty Woman? How many different people appeared on the poster for Pretty Woman? Time starts. Nice one, Mandy. You're on a roll. Oh, unlucky, Haley. Well done, Ian. Cool, blimey. A flood of answers. Oh, unlucky, Jen. Okie doke. There's the timer. Now, so let me just go on. Oh, so that was the last one of round 2. Okay, now I will go through the answers for round 2. So, Katherine Heigl stars in a film where Bridesmaid lots of times, so that's in effect 27 Dresses. And The Culinary Lie was about her not being the vegetarian, in effect, because he puts a great big poster up of the picture of her eating ribs. The second one, question 7, Molly Ringwald looked attractive in Pretty in Pink, and her best friend in Pretty in Pink was Ducky, Philip Ducky Dale. Abe Froman was the Sausage King of Chicago, the alias that Ferris Bueller used in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which leads us into the next film, Baby Shouldn't Sit in the Corner, which was from Dirty Dancing, and the link between the two films, Jennifer Grey. Now, the last one, tricky trick question, because I had my poker face on. how many different people appeared on the poster for Pretty Woman? There were 3 people on there. Julia Roberts' legs weren't hers. Her face was superimposed on a picture of Shelley Michelle. Okie doke. Let's see who was getting this right. Sean got this right. Oh, unlucky Becky. Helen got it too as well. Oh, Jules. Jules has got a right answer. So if I just process all these answers and then we'll see who's doing well. Well done, Team Franklin. Sorry, Franklinsteins. Oh, it seems my tricky trick face has caught a few people out on this one. Becky. Sean. Definitely doing a different way next time round. I thought this might have been a bit easier to manage, but no. Jules, another one right for Jules. And another one right for Mark. Okay, so scores on the doors. We have joint first place between Team Dunn and Team Robinson, both on 5 points. And we have Mark in second place on 4 points, and loads of people all bubbling there or thereabouts, but everyone has got something right so far. Okay, round 3. This one's called Thanks, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks has appeared in loads of films. In one film, a character is described as having a mild insomnia. In this film, another film is referenced as being romantic. What is that film? I'll say this again. Tom Hanks has appeared in loads of films, and in this particular film, a character is referenced as having a slight insomnia. Now, in this film, another film is referenced as being referenced as being really romantic. What is that film? This question is question number 11. Okay, question number 11, and I'll start the timer. Ta-da! Okay, let's go back, scroll things over so I've got a clear section. Okay. So, have you got the mild insomnia clue? Mild insomnia. What else could you say is mild insomnia? Yes, we've got 5 questions coming up on Tom Hanks, because we need Tom Hanks right now. Okie doke. Do 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 do. Boo. Okay, moving on to question number 12. What film stars Tom Hanks married to Carrie Fisher? Bruce Dern is his neighbor, and it also stars a lost boy trying to paint his house. What film stars Tom Hanks married to Carrie Fisher. Bruce Dern is his neighbour, and it also stars a lost boy trying to paint his house. Off you go. That was question number 12. Now, I don't know whether I'm having problems, but I haven't seen a single answer for question number 3 yet. Oh, yeah, an answer. Just being spied on by my wife. Okay. Tom Hanks, married to Carrie Fisher. Bruce Dern is his neighbour. Also stars a lost boy trying to paint his house. Boom. Okay, so question number 3. Now, this film stars Tom Hanks in mostly one location, but it doesn't involve a delivery service. This isn't an extraordinary film. It's quite plain. This Tom Hanks film is mostly filmed in one location and doesn't involve a delivery service. This isn't an extraordinary film. It is quite plain. Starting the timer now. And that is question 13. Okay. Is everything working okay for you guys? Or is these questions on this round about Tom Hanks, of all people, really stumping you? Or is this going to be famous last words only deluged with answers in a second? Okay. Tom Hanks filmed mostly in one location, doesn't involve a delivery service. It isn't an extraordinary film. It's quite plain. Okay. Time's up. Okay. Next one. So, whoa. All the answers have just arrived. Okay. So, Tom Hanks had to spend months losing weight for one of his films. And I think you know which film that was. But whilst he was losing weight, what film did the director do during this time? Tom Hanks spent months losing weight for Castaway. What did the director do whilst he was losing this weight? Okay, I'll start the timer and I'll get marking the other questions. So that is question number 14. Question 14. Well done, Helen. Well done, Mandy. Question 13 is right. Well done, Becky. So it looks like Ian still hates Tom Hanks. Well done, Leslie. Well done, Jules. It certainly seems like that that particular question was a bit more popular and easy to get. Oh, I think possibly I left Team Birchall up the wrong avenue. Okay, another one for Becky. Another one for Mandy. Another one for Ian. Grumpy Ian gets another one right. Another one for Team Jules. Okay, so last question. In Forrest Gump, Sally Fields plays the mother to Tom Hanks. In what other film does Sally Fields and Tom Hanks both appear? In Forrest Gump, Sally Fields plays the mother to Tom Hanks. In which other film have they both appeared? I'm starting the timer at some point. Off you go. Okay. Another one for Mark. Another one for Sean. Oh, not quite, Haley. Now, for question 11, I will give a point to Sean because she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, well done, Jules, for question 11. Nailed it. Okay. Oh, well done, Becky. So I will go back through my answers for the Tom Hanks round. Okay. So Tom Hanks appeared in loads of films. In one film, he was described as, a character was described as having a mild insomnia. Sleepless in Seattle. Now, in Sleepless in Seattle, they kept on making reference to An Affair to Remember, where Cary Grant and Debbie Reynolds agreed to meet at the top of the Empire State Building, which in effect becomes the plot of Sleepless in Seattle at the end. So the answer for that one was An Affair to Remember. What film stars Tom Hanks married to Carrie Fisher? Quite a few people got this one right. It is The Burbs. Tom Hanks is filmed mostly in one location and doesn't involve a delivery service. Quite a few people got this. The Terminal. Tom Hanks had to spend months losing weight. Robert Zemeckis took this time to make What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. Now, the film that Sally Fields and Tom Hanks were also in previously was Punchline. Okie doke. Okay, so this now takes us to round 4. I've got that covered. Okay, so these are various films that have had remakes done. So, question 16. Nick Nolte plays a lawyer with a questionable past. The plot of this film was used in a Simpsons episode where they go undercover in the witness relocation program and they become the Thompsons. Who played the baddie in the original version of this film? Nick Nolte plays a lawyer with a questionable past. The plot of this film was used as a Simpsons episode with Sideshow Bob, and the family end up going into witness relocation in an episode that eventually kind of like becomes Thompsons. It also involves lots of Gilbert and O'Sullivan singing by Bart. Who played the baddie in the original version of this film? Well done, Mark. Question 16, we do have a right answer. Leslie in 50. I didn't even press the timer that time, did I? Oh, not the end of the world. Bye, team. Frankenstein. Okay, so the next film in I've Got That Covered. This is question 17. It was originally a Chinese film about an undercover cop in a criminal organization and a criminal posing as a cop. And it was remade in Boston. What was the remake in Boston called? It was originally a Chinese film about an undercover cop in a criminal organization and a criminal posing as a cop, and it was remade in Boston. What was the remake called? I'll remember to press it this time. Off you go. Oh, question 16. You got the right kind of film, Jules, but we're talking about the film before that one. Okay, so question 17. It was originally a Chinese film about an undercover cop in a criminal organization and a criminal posing as a cop. It was remade in Boston or Boston. What was the remake called? Unlucky, Mark. You've been doing so well so far. It wasn't that film. Oh, well done, Mandy. She names both of them. Okay. How's our timer doing? Did I completely forget to press this again? Okay. A classic 1950s science fiction film with a certain fondness in my heart is The Day the Earth Stood Still. It was remade. Who played the alien in the remake? The Day the Earth Stood Still was remade. Who played the alien in the remake? Well done, Becky. You got both of them, but separate emails. I'm almost thinking, ooh. Well done, Mark. Getting the next one right. Okay, so the last question in I've Got That Covered. Alec Baldwin, Chris Pine, Ben Affleck have all played the same character on film. Who is that character? Alec Baldwin, Chris Pine, and Ben Affleck have all played the same character on film. Who is that character? There's also someone else who's played this character, but I've deliberately not said his name because that might make it too easy. Okie doke, that's question 20. Question 20. Oh, but no, yeah, that's question 20. I've just realised I forgot question 19, so I'll come back to question 19 in a minute. So your late arrival, Becky, does not seem to have slowed you down in the slightest. Well done, Mandy. That last question seems to have stumped most of you, but we've got right answers from Mark and Mandy so far. Okay. Question 19, which should have been, is actually the last question, but doesn't matter because it's going to be obvious that they're completely different. Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp have both played this character in different versions of the film. What is the name of the character? Okay. Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp have both played this character in different versions of the film. What is the name of the character? And it looks, looking at the scores at the moment, it looks like we have two people tying for first place at the moment. We'll just see whether this last question will make any difference. So that was that one scored as well. I've done it again. I haven't pressed the timer, have I? I haven't pressed the timer. Oh. Ian's got a sensible answer for once. A sensible answer. Well done, Helen. Team Birchall are finally getting stuff right. Okay. So I will score the rest of those in a jiff. Now, let's go over those answers. Now, it might well be, because we're getting close to 8 o'clock. I know Sean and at least myself wanted to pause at 8 o'clock to do a round of applause for the NHS. So it looks like we've got another 10 questions for poor descriptions of a film. So we might have a pause at some point during that. Okay. So I've got that covered. Nick Nolte plays a lawyer with a questionable past in Cape Fear with Robert De Niro as the baddie. But Robert Mitchum was the person who played the baddie in the original film. The Chinese film about an undercover cop was Infernal Affair, and it was remade in Boston as The Departed. The Day the Earth Stood Still was recently remade with Keanu Reeves in lead role. Alec Baldwin, Chris Pine, and Ben Affleck have all played which character? Now, if I'd also said Harrison Ford, would that have got you to the answer of Jack Ryan? So Ben Affleck played him in Sum of All Fears, and Chris Pine did him as, I think it was Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit or something. It was a flimsy reboot with Keira Knightley. Okay, and the last one, Willy Wonka. Okay, that one seems to have got quite a few people getting that one right. Okay. Yep, got Team Birchall getting that one right. Helen getting that one right. Jules getting that one right. Team Burge getting that one right. And Sean getting that one right. Leslie getting this one right. Oh, and Mandy getting it right. It looks like it's going to be tight at the top. It seems everyone who's still playing got that one right. Okay, quick recap on the score. Okay, we have a joint lead. Team Robinson and Team Dunn, both on 10 points, closely followed by Mark on 9 points. Okay. Have you lost? Can everyone else still see me? I've just seen a message come up from Mandy that's saying she's lost. Can everyone else still see me, etc.? Oh, Mandy says, I'm back. Okay, so we'll just do the very first question of poor descriptions of a film, and then we'll have a slight pause at 8 o'clock. Okay, now I have deliberately tried to go out of my way to describe a film in a very poor way. Okay, so this is question 21. A botanist gets left behind by his colleagues. He asks the locals for help and eventually manages to get home. I repeat this. A botanist gets left behind by his colleagues. He asks the locals for help, eventually manages to get home. I won't quite start the timer because we're getting very close. So let's see how you're doing on that one. Okay. 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 So how about if I give you the next poor description of a film as well? Big business is involved in a mining operation. The locals do not appreciate the mining. Some of the workers side with the natives. This is question 22. Big business is involved in a mining operation. The locals don't appreciate the mining. Some of the workers side with the natives. Well done, Jen, for getting 21 right. Well done for Mandy for getting question 22 right. Okay, as it's getting practically time at 8 o'clock, we'll take a brief pause and we'll resume a little bit later. Okay? I'll still leave it running. Well, heard lots of clapping outside of our window, which was very, very nice to see. And obviously here. Okay, I will crack on with some marking on question 22. Well done, Mandy, for question 22. Burge, well done, question 22. Well done, Ian, question 22. Well done, Jules, question 22. Well done, Sean, question 22. Okay. We all ready to continue? Okay. A religious person tries to raise money for an orphanage and in the process annoys the Nazis, the police, and the good old boys. A religious person tries to raise money for an orphanage and in the process annoys the Nazis, the police, and the good old boys. And my son has just come in to whisper the answer to me. If he can get this, you should be able to get this one. Starting the timer. Cheers, Jen. Well done, Ian, for number 3. Well done, Leslie, number 23. Well done, Ella. Well done, Mandy. Okay. The beach celebrations for a July 4th celebration in a small town are called into question as being appropriate. The beach celebrations for July the 4th in a small town are called into question as being appropriate. Okay. Quite like this next one. Quite like this next question. Okay. Still got plenty of time. So, religious person. Oh no, the beach celebrations for July the 4th in a small town are called into question as being appropriate. Film about a beach. Okay. Next question. A man moves to the big city to become a reporter and turns out to be pretty damn good. Man moves to the big city to become a reporter and turns out to be pretty damn good. Okay, let's see if you can get that one. Starting the timer on that one. Yes, Burgie, that is slightly alcoholic, but I am not being paid to actually drink that one, so I'm not necessarily going to show you the actual brand of that particular beverage. Ooh, we have someone in first place, only by a solitary point at the moment. And we have a slight tie in last place. Oh, no. We have someone in clear last place, but they have gone to bed already, so I don't think it's fair to say they're necessarily in last place. Yes, Bergie, I am sponsored by Yorkshire Tea instead. Okay, there goes the timer. Let's move on to the next question. Man struggles to drive a car, asks for help, results in a big mistake. Big, huge. Man struggles to drive a car, asks for help, results in a big mistake. Huge, big, huge. Okay. Obviously, the actions meant everything on that one. Okie doke. Minute starts now. That was question 26. Question 26. It looks like 25 was a successful question for quite a few people. Leslie, the emails either come as a great big dollop or a little bit at a time. Sean. Hold on, Sean. Okay. So that's me caught up on questions 23 and 24, 25, I think. Okay, so next question. Zoo finally gets to open and it's a disaster. Who saw that coming? Zoo finally gets to open and it's a disaster. Who saw that coming? Who knows, Ian? There could still be films about questions about Chaplin. Maybe, maybe not. Quite a few people have got Ella. 26. Okay. I was going to say quite a few people have got 26 right and quite a few people got it wrong. Okay. So, question 28. Orphan comes out of retirement after a maid steals something from him. His business goes bust. Then he retires again with the stealing maid. Orphan comes out of retirement after a maid steals something from him. His business goes bust. Then he retires again with the stealing maid. And I'm starting the timer. Eventually, off you go. That was question 28. Ooh. Now, I've got an answer from someone, and I'm not too sure I should necessarily accept it or not. Okay. Okay. 29. Overprotective father gets annoyed when son gets into trouble after not listening to his dad. Dad goes to great lengths to help son who is stuck in Sydney. Overprotective father gets annoyed when son gets into trouble after not listening to his dad. Dad goes to great lengths to help his son who is stuck in Sydney. Off the mark from Mandy there on question 29. And Burge very closely after. Okay. You've got 10 seconds left. Okay. Now, last question. Arrival of new guy gets someone very worried. A brush with the next door neighbor brings them together and they become best friends. And there is some pizza. Arrival of new guy gets someone very worried. A brush with the next door neighbor bring them together and they become best friends. And there is some pizza. Away you go. Okay, now after the timer is up, I will ask for feedback on a particular answer as we go through the answers on this particular round. And the first person online to say yay or nay, and this person will get a point for their particular answer. Now, I think possibly, maybe not, for a particular reason, but I'll let you guys be the choice, the decider. There's the timer. Okay, so last round was that poor descriptions round. Let's go through the answers. A botanist gets left behind by his colleagues, asks the locals for help, eventually manages to get home. Quite a few people said The Martian. I'm not sure he actually asked the locals for help there. I was looking for E.T. Big business involved in a mining operation. Avatar. Religious person tries to raise money. Obviously, the Blues Brothers. Loads of people got that one. Beach celebrations for July 4th. Jaws. Man moves to the big city and turns out to be pretty damn good. Superman. Man struggles to drive car. Turns out to be big mistake. Pretty Woman. Loads of people got Pretty Woman. Now, here's decision for you guys to make. Zoo finally opens. Turns out to be a disaster. Who saw that coming? Now, the answer I wanted was Jurassic World. Now, someone has answered Jurassic Park. Now, I don't think I should accept Jurassic Park because I did say the zoo finally opens and it never actually opened in Jurassic Park. Am I being harsh or not? Should this person get a point? Whoever responds first in the comments will be the decider for this particular person. Should they get a point or not? Oh, so this person is getting the point for that particular one. I think that particular person was very quick off the mark there. So the next one was Orphan comes out of retirement after a mate steals something from him. Dark Knight Rises. Overprotective Father. Finding Nemo. And Arrival of New Guy is Toy Story. Okie doke. I will just mark these last set of answers and we'll see where we are. So Sean's got 29 right. Team Birchill got 29 right. Ian's got 29 right. Becky's got 29 right. Andy's got 30 right. Virgie's got 30 right. It's not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ian. And nope. So that's all the emails in and all unmarked. Oh, okay. So scores on the doors. Team Robertson are in first place on 13 points, closely followed by Team Dunn on 11 points, with a four-way tie in third. Becky, Sean, Mark, and Leslie. If only Becky had come in earlier, who knows? She could have won it. It was that close. So, thank you very much. that will be the end of this week's quiz. I will return next week, but most probably the quiz will be in a slightly different format just to make it a little bit easier to actually mark and stuff. But yeah, let me know any feedback and stuff. But thank you very much for watching and enjoying. Okay, take care. Hope everything is fine for everyone, and we will stay safe and take care. Bye.